Hey, my name is Joda Kgosi. I am a singer, songwriter, and rapper, and you're tuned into RnBiscuits of Cuts.
If I had to describe her sound, she has a lot of sides. She has a lot of layers. So, okay, I'm thinking of something that explodes in your mouth. Uh, I'm thinking of sugar cookies. Yeah, something that when I listen to her music, you just, take a bite and it's just like a lot of flavors hitting you at the same time. So I'm thinking sugar cookies.
My sound is like, I would say my sound is funky. I'd say my sound is unique. I'd say my sound is fun. Um, yeah, and I say things that people are afraid to say. You might not know that, but here for you, because as I said, I just needed something like a starter, just like a. I know this is like my signature meal, I just need to give people the signature before they like blown away by something that's completely different. So I'd say my sound now is just funky, unique, and super fun. And if I were to compare it to a biscuit, I would say it is a ginger biscuit because, like, in the beginning, a lot of people when they first have it, it's a surprising taste. It's an acquired taste. But eventually, if you get it, you get it. And the people that don't get it, they don't get it. It's like one of those biscuits. But like, it's those biscuits that you can either be like, okay, I'm getting used to it. Now I like it. Or you're just like, okay, I can't do this. But the people that get it. And the people that don't get it, sometimes just never get it. And I think that's just also how I am as a person. Like, there's people that really love me and there's people that really hate me, and none of them know why. Period.
Joda season has finally arrived. We just got two new singles, Here For You and Broke Boy, from your debut album. Tell us more about the project. How did the name land and what meaning does it carry, linking it to the whole body?
So the name of the album is Me, Myself, and Mind. Sounds a lot like Me, Myself, and Mine. And that's all you got in the end. That's all I had in the end was me, myself, and my mind. And I realized that I controlled my mind. Um, I was allowed to speak my mind. I was allowed to feel things through and be who I want to be in my mind. Through my mind, I could bring things to life with my mind. So me, myself, and mind all together. Worked really hard on this album. Worked really hard on making all this music. This music goes through the highs and the lows of being a young adult just thrown into the world almost. And navigating that, the moments of high self-esteem, there's moments of low self-esteem, there's moments of just like extreme confidence, there's moments of feeling like you're worthless and you mean nothing to everybody. And it's just to show like the duality of a young person's mind, me, myself, and mind.
The last time you gave us a project was back in 2021, Sour Milk EP. Why did it take so long to get a project from you, and what event sparked the idea of making a comeback this way?
So yeah, Sour Milk was 4 entire years ago, and that was a very, very long time ago. I was 19. I was in my first year of university, and as many people do know, I am pursuing my studies while pursuing music. So I bumped into difficulty with that. I think that's also like I just didn't have enough time to record or spaces. But then I also just bumped into difficulties with my mental health. I was just in a very dark place and I needed to pull myself out of that. So for a long time, I just wasn't creating. I was writing here and there, but I wasn't doing too much musically. But in and out of my highs and lows, I was still making music, and I almost feel like I didn't curate this album per se, and like God curated it for me because it just fit perfectly into the idea that I had. All this music that I've made over the years, spanning from 2021 to even now in 2025. So coming back with an album started with just like last year. I was hospitalized after attempting to take my own life, and after that I was just like, you know what, this is not a place that I like being. It's is something I have to change. What don't I like about what's going on now? And one thing I really didn't like was that I wasn't putting out music. And this is something that I claimed was a dream and a passion, and I wasn't pouring into it. So I really just wanted to pour into it, give it my all. And yeah, I've come across many difficulties, but I think I'm ready to give the world an offering that I call an album and just see how people vibe with it. And I hope it's loved by everybody as much as it's loved by me.
How different is your debut from your EP Sour Milk, and what are the things that you have learned from your last project that you applied on this project?
This is different, firstly, because I am older. I've seen more, I've experienced more, I've felt more, you know. Yeah, so that's the first thing that makes this project way different than Sour Milk. What I learned with Sour Milk, though I was young, but like when I grow and listen to it, was definitely the places where I could have improved my writing. And what I appreciate about how I wrote is definitely just how like straightforward and simple everything was. It wasn't complicated. I said what I had to say without saying too much. And that's something that I've actually just kept note of. Something that I felt like, okay, you know what? I have to keep this. Like, I need to say everything without saying too much, you know? Also, in this project, there's some rap, hip hop vibe songs, you know? And I think that comes because my main inspiration, even when making music, is I'm heavily influenced by hip hop. I love hip hop sounds. Even in my other songs, you'll hear like bass sometimes, that electric guitar. Those are sounds that I like. I like hip hop. I love it. I'm drawn to the sound. I love how it makes me feel. I love the confidence that it puts inside of me. And yeah, there's definitely that. The other difference is definitely subject matter for, you know, before I wasn't singing about like how hot I am and how much I hate broke boys. But this time I am. Like, by broke boys, I'm hot, you know? So that's pretty much the vibe. Yeah, and with the rollout now, my visuals, I feel like definitely, they definitely show who I am, how I am, what I like. And yeah, I really hope that the energy that I put into it is what the product is, how the product is received by everybody else, you know, by listeners, etc. I've never had like a thorough creative direction situation, you know. With Sour Milk, I was very young. Everything was sort of like managed. Like my mom managed, you know, she carried everything on the back, you know. But this time, it was me having to initiate, having to work, having to figure things out, you know. My creative director is Ashley, Cash Ash, who's like super awesome, got me an all black woman team.